Hi there. When you work on Linux command line, you have a lot of tools, a lot of commands that print output with some headers. Now, these headers might be very useful from the perspective of human readability. But when you want to use those tools in scripting or automation, maybe you want to filter the output of those tools, managing these headers can be a hassle. Sometimes you don't want those headers and you want to get rid of them. There are certain tools which let you control that. For example, if you're on Linux system and you say, for example, ps command, this ps command does generate some kind of headers and then it prints some output. But maybe from the scripting perspective, if you don't want that first line to be there, you could always use ps minus minus no header. And this works on Linux system. And but if you're using, let's say, if you're using macOS or FreeBSD, this might not work as expected because the ps command works a little differently on macOS. I've switched to another terminal right now where I've connected to a macOS machine remotely via SSH. So this is a macOS terminal which I've accessed remotely via SSH. So if I run ps minus minus no header here, it doesn't work because the macOS ps does not understand the switch. I don't think there's any easy way to turn off headers in here with the ps command. The same goes with FreeBSD. If you're using FreeBSD or NetBSD or the BSD series of operating systems, their command line utilities work very differently than what you find on Linux. So I have a FreeBSD setup where I've connected to. I'm going to switch to that other terminal too. So this is a FreeBSD connection. I've connected to FreeBSD via SSH. And when I run ps minus minus no header even here, it does not work. So obviously you need to look for some kind of a generic tool that can work across various Unixes. Then what you can do is you can use the stream editor. SED is a short name for stream editor, lets you edit any output stream, output of commands. You can also edit a file by can just open up a file and edit it fully in automated way with SED. Now, one of the tools, one of the common uses of SED is for substitution, which many of you might be aware of if you've been using this tool for a while. But there's another feature with SED where you can use line addressing and performing some operation, and one of them is to delete lines. So if I use ps command in here, in the FreeBSD for example, you can see this header being printed. If you want to get rid of this header, you can say ps pipe sed 1d. So this sed command used as a right hand side of the pipeline, you can pass any command here. There's a sed specific command. This 1d indicates line number 1, delete. So it deletes line 1. And this works across the board. It works even on macOS. If you want to be working on the macOS command line, most of the tools in macOS are sort of similar to BSD. They're sort of derivatives of BSD tool chain, slightly customized for the macOS build. So if you even here if it's a ps pipe sed 1d, it works. Of course, if you're a Linux user, you might be working on Linux all the time. Yes, you could use ps pipe sed 1d. If you do not know the existence of minus minus no header switch on ps command, is what you would do. But it's not only for ps command. Let's assume ls minus l. So I'll say ls minus l and I'll try some folder like say /opt. So when I say ls minus l /opt, you can see the lines being printed. You can see that the first line is a totally different fields than whatever other lines that you see here. If you want to get rid of this line, even now, you can say ls minus l /opt pipe sed 1d. It works. You can I delete any other lines? Yes, you can. For example, I have a file here called a.txt which has list of lines, line number 1 to line number 20. So if at all I want to edit the output of this file by sed in terms of removing some lines which I don't want, I can actually say sed and then say maybe 5d and type a.txt. You can see that line number 5 is missing. After line number 4, you find line number 6. You can actually select a range of lines. Maybe you want to get rid of the first 5 lines or first 10 lines. You can do that. You can say sed. You can say 1, 5d. The first 5 lines are deleted. And yes, you can use this also in the commands output. So maybe you have a command and you want to get rid of the first few lines from the command's output. This you can achieve the same thing. For example, if I just do a ls minus l and try /, okay, I'll try /opt. There are many folders here which is listed. So if I say ls-cell/opt pipe SED and try 1, 3D, delete first 3 lines from the command's output, the first 3 lines have vanished. The rest, it's there here. So this is how you could actually use SED command with the delete option to delete lines of your choice. It's mostly useful for getting rid of headers, and this is a very common use case pattern for SED. Hope you found this video useful. Do comment if you have any more use cases that you're looking for. Thank you very much.